I was about to go upstairs and enjoy the food from the Afghan restaurant that I visited for the first time, but I realized I have a tendency of getting pretty sleepy after I eat, you never know, so I might as well record this while I still have the energy. So today was one of those days that was just out of left field. I'm someone who normally checks vehemently. Do I have everything? Did I leave anything? And even though I had used my purse in an unusual fashion yesterday, I just grabbed my backpack and went out the door this morning. Granted, I wanted to be early and I had reason to, but I figured I don't need to check it. I'm sure I put it in there and it's heavy enough, so it's got to be in there. So as it turned out, I didn't have it with me. That was a problem because I had things that I was really proud of myself for remembering to put in my car that I was going to return. I was driving half an hour south, and then 20 minutes south of that was where I was going to return the things. So I was so pleased with actually being organized enough to get it ready to go, but then I couldn't do it because I didn't have my purse. And I had an interview today, and I think it went well. And, I kept feeling something, like it felt like something was crawling on me, but I just kept, thinking maybe it was like these wispy hairs. So, I kind of tried to brush it off and then put my hair behind my ear. But I kept feeling it, and then, I didn't really want to exhibit how kind of unpleasant that feeling was around mental health professionals. So it was only after I saw it crawling across my hand that I realized, oh, that is a spider. Not my imagination, not a little hair. Which is why oftentimes, when I think something's on my leg, it's hard to convince yourself it's a hair when there have been enough times where it really is a bug. So, moving on. So I come home because I have to, because I can't go return the things. And then there was an opportunity with a couple sisters from another ward. They otherwise had a pool party, but they moved it to a restaurant. And I was going to a dance west of me this evening, about 50 minutes west. But the problem is this restaurant was like 35 minutes east. So it would have been going in the opposite direction. And I just figured I tend to try to fit too many things into the day. This probably won't work. I might as well just not go to the dinner. And, my friends from that area weren't even going anyway. Kind of want to catch up because it's the mother of someone I used to know. But anyway, decided to go for the dance. It's the first Friday dance, and last I checked, this was the first Friday of the month. So I head towards the town where the dance is, and I had a gift for a friend it needed refrigeration. And I thought about leaving it at her house yesterday, but it could have gotten tampered with. If she didn't know who it was from, she might be suspicious of it, reasonably so. Animals could have gotten at it, and I thought it needed to be refrigerated. So I called her today. She called back. We were playing phone tag. I called back. Then when I was 3 minutes from my house, I called again, and she was just about to listen to my voicemail, but hadn't yet. So she was babysitting. I thought that she had the kids at her house. So I was, thinking I'll just drop it off and be on my way off to the dance, which I was already, more than half over. So when I'm talking to her, it turns out, nope, she's at the house of the kids babysitting. So what do I do? Thankfully, her landlady was up, and she asked her if it was okay if I dropped it off. And the woman said, well, if she gets here soon. Well, while they were having that conversation, I pulled up to the house and was sitting outside. So that worked out. I was able to give it to her. I had met her before. She's very nice. So then I go over to the dance at the town hall. Swing dance. Got my swingy skirt on. But it's funny because this parking lot's usually jam-packed full when these dances occur. But there's only a few cars in the parking lot. And you have to pull in and the bar goes up and you get a ticket. And I'm thinking, it's really weird. There's no way it ended that early. I don't think this is one of the dances that takes place at another venue. So what is going on? I looked it up online. They have one for this month. I know. It's the first Friday. What am I missing here? So I go to the website again. It's loading. slower than molasses. And turns out, for whatever bizarre reason unknown, it's moved to next week. Even though another dance place has their dance the second Friday always. So I drove all that way for a dance that is not happening. After a day of just kind of weird occurrences. So I think one of the great things is I've been practicing the gratitude and positive thinking long enough. It didn't even occur to me to grumble about it or be annoyed. I was just thinking, this is some weird day. It'll be great if it turns into a funny story somehow. But I figured before I go home, let me see if there's something open, maybe a different kind of cuisine I haven't tried that could feel like it redeemed this long trip. So I find an Afghan restaurant very close and go ahead and try it. And that's the food that's waiting for me upstairs. Apparently it's pretty healthy. They use fresh garlic and tomatoes and onions, I guess, in a lot of dishes, and vegetables. I got mostly vegetables, carrots. They put some raisins in the rice. So I'm excited. Seems like, it smelled good. Seems like it'd be healthy. But just a peculiar day. And when you have those, it'd be so easy to complain, oh, I came all this way and the dance isn't even happening, and get mad. I've seen people do that, and I know people who do that. They get very, very explosive sometimes. Or just really like, whoa. That's, that's going to make you have wrinkles. It's either